The Good Buddies Anime Podcast is hosted by two rowdy, foul-mouthed American cowboys. Listener discretion is advised.
Ghoul buddies! It's me, your old ghoul buddy, Count Dicula! And I'm on to suck your butt!
You didn't tell me you were going to do this. You did, and I'm your ghoul buddy friend.
Welcome to the Halloween episode 2022, Ghoul Buddies. I am your ghoul buddy, Roger.
And I'm your ghoul buddy, Brandon. And you know what's the scariest thing we could have done? Why, it was lie to you last week when we told you we were doing sequel series.
Oops. Well, I didn't think about the timing.
You didn't, but that's okay.
Yeah.
'Cause we're here and we'll do that next time.
Yeah.
But this time, we want to talk about a little spooky show that ended up being a little mini-series.
Yeah.
We were like, you know what, let's bust this bad boy out.
It's kind of exciting because it hits the realm of it is a current show. Mm-hmm. We actually talked about it in the new anime.
We did indeed.
It was only 4 whole episodes long. They pumped it out for the month of October, for the spooky month.
Yeah.
And frankly, it was kind of cool that they did it and made it happen. And I would like, every year for this to happen because, boy, it would make our lives a little easier, wouldn't it?
Maybe.
We are, of course, talking about Housing Complex C.
That's right.
Which I believe was commissioned or something by Adult Swim.
So it's produced by William Street, which is Adult Swim's in-house production company. You may remember their work going as far back as, I think they used to be like Ghost Lab Studios or something. They did Space Ghost, did a bunch of other stuff. They have, in the recent years, began bringing back and or commissioning shows of the anime variety. They did produce FLCL, Progressive and Alternative. Mm-hmm. They also produced more recently last year, I believe, Fina Pirate Princess, which I did watch that one last year. Pretty decent show. I felt like the ending was a little rushed and confusing. And then, they did a few others, including this new show, Housing Complex C, which I feel like the ending was a little rushed and confusing, but it's okay.
Yeah.
And it's a spooky.
Yeah.
It's a spooky.
We watched it on HBO Max. So if you have HBO Max, you can watch that shit for Halloween. This episode should be up on Halloween. So.
If you don't have HBO Max, get you a friend who does.
Yeah,
that
that's
works
what
too.
I do. But yeah, so I guess let's break into what is Housing Complex C.
Housing Complex C.
It's spooky old folks' home.
It's a spooky low-income building filled with old people.
Oh God, I can't think of anything worse. But they're also in the year. It's in the past, set in the year 2000.
It is set in the year 2000. Yes. And the whole thing is you have a bunch of weird old people, including one guy who's like what is he, some kind of like researcher or something? I forget his name, his deal.
He's like a professor.
Yeah, he's like studying anthropologist. I
yes,
believe
yes, it is. He is an anthropologist. That is correct.
And he studies like old shit, legends and artifacts and sites from the past and whatnot. There's several other people there. You got the weird shut-in guy who just draws and doesn't leave his room. You got his mom, because he's a weird shut-in guy, so mom's looking out for him. You got Kimmy, who's the little girl. She's like the de facto main character of this show. Tiny little thing. She wears a little dress with a kitty on it and a tail on the back. And oh, she's so cute and fun. She's so cute and fun. And everybody loves Kimmy. We love Kimmy. Kimmy's great. Kimmy. And then there's a bunch of other people who I don't really remember. Let's just call the rest of them Hufflepuff. It's fine.
There are a couple other important ones. There's Yuri.
So that's the group who moves in.
Oh, okay. So I see what you're saying. I got you.
So there are some other people. There's like
you got crotchety old dude.
Yeah, the old anthropologist guy has his two friends he hangs out with.
You got handy old dude.
You got the crotchety and handy old dude.
You got racist old lady.
You do have a racist old lady. That's a whole thing. But the big conflict in this show arrives when this family moves in. You got mom, dad, and daughter. Mm-hmm. And daughter is Yuri, who ends up becoming friends with Kimmy. She's a little older than Kimmy. And they bring with them a group of mostly indescript foreigners.
I think they're supposed to be Middle Eastern.
They're supposed to be Middle Eastern, I think, because one, they're all brown, and two, they make They do have a scene where you see them praying. They're like chanting and stuff, and the racist old lady is like, "Cut that bullshit out." It's like, all right, racist old lady.
So I think this kind of goes in our animation. We can talk about it more later. But I talked to when we first talked about it, like they look like Zelda characters.
The one guy,
and a lot of characters are based. Yeah, Zelda is based off.
You're talking about like vaguely Gerudo style.
Yeah.
I will say that like the one guy who looks bonkers because he's huge, he's kind of made out to be like, you know, a giant simpleton. Tell me about the rabbits. That's maybe. I mean, I don't love that character, but you know, there he is, and that's what he's meant to be, and it works. It's fine. He's there. He's doing stuff. And of course, as one might expect, weird shit starts happening and everyone starts pointing fingers at each other. The people who live there, the old folks mostly, they blame these weird foreigners, and the weird foreigners are like, nah, we would never do shit like this. This is all you guys. And it's a whole thing, and everybody's going at each other's throats and running out. Meanwhile, there's just a bunch of spooky shit happening. Yeah.
One by one, characters start disappearing. And the only thing left of them is a pile of moss.
Yeah.
Or
big weird.
Maybe it's not even them. It is them, but it's, yeah.
I mean, you know, you see a pile of moss that's vaguely human shaped, and you're like, hey, wait a minute.
Yeah. It was them.
Weird shit's happening. There's like disfigured animal corpses being left strewn about. There's sightings of these weird fish people creatures, all kind of strange shit, and a lot of that, man, it just kind of runs and stuff's happening, and you're kind of just meant to like be whatever with it. There's not a ton of stuff that explains it.
Yeah, I think
until that last episode where they just info dump you.
Yeah, the very end of the third episode and last episode is where you get all of your kind of your explanations. And I think the idea of it is that it just wants you to be aware that this is there. They got 4 episodes.
They got 4. Man, see, that's the thing, though, is like, I'm watching this and I'm like, well, if it's 4 episodes, they should have just made a movie. But then I'm like, nah, they really should have had like 12 episodes because there is not enough.
Yeah.
There's not enough.
I think it does leave a little bit desired. However, I do think that they offer up a solid amount of exclamation. At least I caught most of what was going on.
No, I understand what's happening. It's just a lot of telling and not a lot of showing is my issue. Like in terms of storytelling.
Bro, there's wall paintings.
All right. Yeah, they just walk up and they find there's a bit where they find a bunch of wall paintings. She's like, I think what this is supposed to be is these fish people, and this is their god, and blah 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 blah. And I'm like, okay, yeah. Okay, yeah. They just found wall paintings. It's fine. Okay, so the whole thing like has this veneer of Cthulhu mythos of it. I've seen people saying online like, okay, so this character is like, or this is like the god they're referring to.
Yeah.
This and that, and
it's very much a setting of a cosmic horror.
Yeah, there's a bit of that going on. All right, how far are we going on this? Is my first question.
Who cares? Let's go all the way. It's only 4 episodes.
All right, so we're gonna get spoilery. Sorry if you don't want to get spoilery. So let me just start with my feelings on this. I feel like this show, the first 3 episodes were pretty slow, and I was not super duper entertained. Like there was just so much. Like it was a slice of life with a veneer of creepy over it, which is not bad. It was a little slow, which I mean I would expect for a slow burn like horror kind of show, which is what this was going for. The problem then arises is that they get to episode 4 and they're like, well, we got to make this make sense. So the whole first half of episode 4 is just dude explaining everything, and then that last like 7 minutes, pretty fucking killer. That last 7 or so minutes gets pretty rad, where you see like characters going nuts and the big reveal at the end into a really pretty disturbing like scene, this horrific scene, and then like the very ending, it like it all resolves itself. But I feel like that is like an hour and a half that I really didn't care about for like, 7 or 8 minutes. That I thought was great.
I thought it did a good job of building mystery, and it threw in little things there that kept me wondering here and there where this was going, and ultimately it did lead to a pretty good twist that Oh, it's just the episode exported. It's good. We shared.
Okay.
I was. Here's a little backstory right here, good buddies. It's okay. You don't have to clap us out. I am editing one of the Metroid episodes on the Let's Play. Normally, I don't have an episode editing the background when we do this, but the episode just exported to the desktop and it popped up. So Brandon saw it and was like, "Oh no!
It didn't fuck up our recording."
Yeah, nope. Our recording is still going.
Okay,
yeah,
we're good. And we're back.
Yeah.
But go on. You were saying.
So I thought that it built the mystery pretty well, and then it ultimately led me to a twist that I didn't see coming.
Okay.
Now, there was one thing that I could see via at least one obvious context clue that they gave us ahead of time that was, right on the nose. But,
yeah.
There was at least, like it swerved me. There was a little bit of a swerve there. One thing the biggest swerve is how the show opens.
That's what I was gonna get
because it spins around. Yeah,
it feels like the beginning of it. You see, we're just gonna get all nutty here. So this is like literally the first thing you see this large man who is Khan, he's
covered in wounds.
Yes, and he's chasing the two girls, and then the one girl, Yuri, her dad ends up like taking him down with a crowbar or something like that.
Yeah.
And it's a whole thing like leave my daughter alone kind of thing, and that. The show just lied to you. Yeah. Because that's not how it ends. And I don't.
Yeah. So that happens and it flashes back. And then we get the entire series up until that point.
Up until that point, and then it's vastly different. It's nothing like that at all.
Yeah.
What happens at the end is actually not that. It's as close as you can get, and yet absolutely not like that because it's very different. So here's the thing is, first of all, that you ever watch Bob's Burgers? There's an episode where Linda wants to do like a mystery theater thing in there, and she starts it by being like, someone here in these actors is a killer, and it's not me. And then they go through the whole thing. She's like, haha, it was me the whole time. And everyone's like, well, you just lied to us. That's not, no, it's a mystery. It's like, oh, a twist. It's like, it's not a twist. You just lied to us.
Yeah.
First of all, that's what it felt like with this.
I don't think it felt like that at all.
I disagree.
I mean, they gave you an information, something to see, and then
it's designed to hook you so you keep watching to see how that gets there, and then it doesn't get there. It's different.
It does get there. All that shit plays, and it plays with more context.
No, he doesn't chase the guy down and say, not my daughter, you bitch, and hit him with a crowbar.
Oh, because at the point where that's happening, the Kimmy and Yuri thing is starting to happen. So simultaneously, that stuff is happening while this is happening.
I guess, but like it didn't mean anything to me. I was just like, that's just wrong. What happened? I don't know. That didn't work for me. Respectfully, you were way more into this than I am. I'm gonna shit on a little bit. I'm sorry.
I thought it was fine. I just like I said, what was happening is that you're starting to get more information from that point, and it veers into Kimmy and Yuri as opposed to what is happening in the background with the father and Khan. Now, granted, something else happens with the father in a little bit that is fucking bonkers, but yeah. So that part is happening, but it still happens in the show. You're just seeing something else. You're seeing it's happening when they're crawling away.
Okay. Well, okay. So the other thing with this one is like I said, it does so much of this slow burn creepy shit. And then I don't know, man, everything about it it felt like the parts where they're explaining stuff, and there are moments in each of these episodes where they just use these huge exposition dumps. Like, you didn't really need the bit about Kimmy singing the song and then dude like saying, okay, here's my version of that. Here's like the actual legend or whatever. I feel like that could have been spent like doing more, foreshadowing.
Yeah, I think
you can call that foreshadowing, but it's also just inane.
Yeah, I think they could have used that information, but done it a little differently.
Yeah,
because it does seem, and it's also to kind of try to throw you off the scent of Kimmy, even though it doesn't really.
Right, and then there's stuff where like I mentioned with you a second ago. There's a bit where the two girls are talking to Yuri's mom, and they just sitting on a box next to them is what is clearly some kind of big ass knife in a big black sheath with like an octopus face on it.
Like it's ceremonial dagger.
It looks like some kind of ritual blade. And I'm just like, no one's gonna say anything about that.
It looks like some bullshit you would find at the flea market with a big gem on the back.
And like that, baby, that ain't even subtext. That's just like, here's the thing. It's like,
yeah, man, it's upright context. It just shows you something.
And there's other stuff in there that like, okay, so
and then they don't mention that shit again.
But you do see someone use it later.
Yeah.
There's also, I think maybe the most egregious. It feels like to me there's so many things they were like trying to set up and do stuff with that ended up just being that not mattering. Probably the biggest one of all is there's a whole thing where you see Kimmy in her apartment talking to her mom, but you don't see her mom. Mm-hmm. And it's like, ooh, is this going to be a thing? Is her mom dead in the corner? Is her mom a big pile of moss?
Yeah.
Is her mom a fish creature? And then eventually you see the mom and it's like, well, that's weird. I don't know what they're going to do with that, but whatever.
Yeah.
And then at the very end, they bring her back and she says, she literally is like, here's my mom, squish. All right, I'm done with this. Like, and I'm like, that was I'm done with this too, dog.
That was one thing I thought that did not make a lot of sense.
It feels like they were trying.
I didn't understand what they were doing.
It felt like they were trying to set up a lot more than they could pull off.
Yeah.
To me. And
I have no clue. I mean, I have an idea of what the mom was, which is an embryo, but
what is that and why?
I don't understand at all why or what the significance of her stepping on it was. I do not fucking know where they were going with that one.
Yeah, it's weird.
What I can say is that maybe there is information in the show that either one of us missed. Because I think the show is built for you to watch it more than once.
I'm not gonna do that. Go on.
It's gonna be, this show undoubtedly will become a cult classic Halloween anime. I think.
I don't believe you.
I think that it will. 100%. This show is built like an older anime.
All right,
It just is.
We will look back on this next year.
Okay. Yeah, I'm sure. I mean, it's going to take a while. Okay, I mean, Adult Swim is still going to be airing it. Cult classics aren't. That's kind of the thing, is they weren't popular when they first came out.
Fair enough.
And gradually they pick up a big following.
All right.
But I definitely think it's built like an old anime.
All right.
Just outright to the style. The overall like feeling and flow of it, the confusing nature of it. It's built like something older.
I don't know,
it just
man.
is. Right now we're in a time in anime where there are so many good things out there. There's so many great things, and I'm not trying to poo-poo this right now and say that it's not great.
Right.
What I'm trying to say is that the level of storytelling and animation is so much higher, and the quality is so much better than it ever was whenever I was watching shit as a kid or a young teenager. This feels like something off of Tech TV. It feels like Serial Experiments Lane. Now granted, another cult classic there. Some people don't like it, everybody else loves it. There's usually no in between with it, and I feel like this is going to be a lot of the same way. I can't give you any definite hard proof of that. It is just a feeling that I have. I think there'll be plenty of people that are like me, that, problems aside from this, really would be interested in watching this again, because it's kind of digestible. It's not very long. And once a whole year rolls around, you're like, Halloween time? Sure, I'll give it. I got 2 hours to watch something spooky. Let's watch it, see if I pick anything else up in there again. Because I remember, a whole lot of information. Maybe the information that I got in that 4th episode now will make sense, and like I can find more clues throughout. It kind of adds to that, and I think there are a lot of things sprinkled in there to find. Now, granted, some people like yourself aren't gonna like it. You're not gonna want to watch again, and that's fine. That's not what That's not what a cult classic is. There are a lot of people that don't like. Let's think of like a Rocky Horror Picture Show, cult classic. I know a lot of people that fucking hate it. It is literally the only one musical that I like. I hate all the rest of them. But that one, I fucking love it. And every time I watch it, I notice, different other little things. Now that show has been picked apart to, oblivion. If you've seen like people do these live shows of it or whatever, it's real easy to notice everything after a second watch or so, especially when you've seen people do the things where they call it the lines. This is not going to have that, but what I'm saying is that it'll have a fan base that picks up and kind of follows it and tries to pick it apart like that. Even something like Fooly Cooly, now that one's wildly popular, but people really have went in on that thing to really pick apart all the information they can out of it to try and find out what story is being told there. And I don't know. Ultimately, I still think the show was kind of cool, and I think they were setting out to do that. I don't think they were trying to, make something that was universally loved. They're just trying to make a quick, campy little spooky horror show and throw fucking Cthulhu's in it.
Yeah.
And they did it. They fucking did it. And they threw in the Kuzululus.
Whatever. With the
Yo Loki, dude.
Yeah.
Yo Loki.
Some shit like that. I don't know, man. For me, I feel like they tried to make this thing that's like slow burny with a big twist at the end, but like it felt to me like there was a lot going into this where you have to, like, there's hints and stuff that have to be there for like your twist to make an amount of sense, and like most of the hints aren't really hints. They're like, hey, there's a weird knife sitting here. What's that about? And then by the end of it, when the twist happens, I was just like, all right. I was kind of whatever with it. Now, like I said, those last few minutes are pretty bonkers and rad as fuck.
Yeah.
Cause like it's the big reveal and seeing this godlike characters freaking like just kind of go the fuck off.
Yeah, just the whole facade fall away.
Yeah. And that was pretty rad as hell. But yeah, I don't know, man. It felt like a lot of like, for me, I don't know that there's a ton to, like, just from what I watched, I don't know that there's a ton to pick apart, really.
Well, I think it's more or less that you come in with the knowledge of seeing it once and with your information dump to find all the pieces and, or little small things. It's not an intellectual masterpiece or anything like that. It's kind of like a game. You just go back in with what you know and then make more sense of everything that happened.
I guess, but I feel like I got it, is what I'm saying. Like, okay, yeah, this person's like actually a super god or whatever, and these people are trying to resurrect their god, who it turns out is a weaker god that this one spawned originally, and there's a big time loop, and that's why these cans have weird dates on them, etc., etc. I liked that the one guy lived somehow. He talked to his pet rock.
Yeah,
that was kind of fun.
We had to ask his god to talk to his pet rock. Pet rock first.
It was
I'm sure there's some context about gods and shit like that, religion in there.
It's all this
probably
Cthulhu
is lost
shit
on me, but
it's all this Cthulhu shit, because I actually saw people like, so this character's actually like Shoyogoth or something, which is like not an elder god, which is an outer god, which made the elder gods. Cthulhu ain't shit, baby. That kind of stuff. So I'm like, neat. It was a little messy, a little real messy for me. So again, those last few minutes are rad. I don't know that I could recommend someone watch like
I already recommended it.
Yeah, I don't know that I don't know that I could recommend someone watch the first 3.5 episodes to get to a admittedly pretty rad last half of an episode.
How do you feel about campy horror films?
I'm not a huge fan.
There we go.
So define campy horror films. Give me an example. I like that Cabin in the Woods. Does that count?
No, I'm talking about like, the later editions of Friday the 13th.
I haven't seen them.
What's another?
I watched a couple of them.
It Follows.
Haven't seen It Follows. Let me see. Here's every horror movie I can remember watching. Hereditary. Fuck me up.
What is that other Sam Raimi film? Not the Evil Dead.
I liked Drag Me to Hell.
Yeah.
Haven't seen it. Heard it's great. Haven't seen it. I like that Babadook. I've seen a couple of them Texas Chainsaw Massacres. Those are interesting.
Those are not campy.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't.
Some of those that you mentioned are like art house.
I mean,
I'm talking about like slasher films. Kind of little gore fests that are not meant to be anything.
Hey, baby, the goriest part of this is the part I liked. That's all I'm saying. I feel like the setup getting there was like slow and trying to be more dramatic than it could feasibly pull off.
It's like different monster movies or Pumpkinhead.
Man, this could have used some more monsters, huh?
Yeah, it could have.
I'll be honest, man. I found it mostly.
Pumpkinhead doesn't show up until like an hour and 15 minutes into that damn movie.
Baby. Haven't seen Hellraiser. Haven't seen any of these. I don't know.
Yeah. Oh yeah. In the first Hellraiser movie, they're not even there. The Xenobites. Not even there until the last 20 minutes.
So again, I feel like for me, this was slow and pretty boring, but that last bit was sick, nasty, rad. And I did enjoy that. But again, getting there was a bit of a slog, personally.
Yeah.
That would be my final takeaway from this.
I would say if you like horror themed things, if you like kind of a quick digestible watch, that has a fucking chaotic ending, this is definitely for you to watch. You should watch it. I'll recommend it. I might watch it again. I actually wanted to watch it again last night, but I was like, I'm too fucking tired. I won't make it through the second episode. Maybe.
Yeah. I would maybe watch this again if you want to do like a retrospective next year.
Yeah, man.
Like next year we'll do something and then like ramble just a quick like here's what's up.
Well, I think it might be something fun to watch with friends too, something like that. Like this.
I was watching it with Haley.
Yeah, it could be cool to watch with like a group of people just hanging out and half focusing. Everybody picking out different things.
I will say, don't read too much into this because it happens with everything we watch. But she did fall asleep during that last episode when dude was just talking for 12 minutes.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I felt like it was a lot of
I was hooked on all the information they were giving me. I really did like follow and pay attention to every little thing. Like I said, the mom thing didn't make sense.
We got two very different outcomes.
Yeah.
I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
Now let's talk about that fun little ending. Oh, you know what? First, let's talk about a couple of other good and bad things.
Okay.
Good thing plus cool sound design. I liked it a lot. I thought it built atmosphere well. I thought it had kind of that older style anime vibe, that late 90s, early 2000s anime vibe to it. I thought they designed it very well. I thought, like it felt like When They Cry, and it felt like, the good parts of the original Boogie Pop Phantom. It felt like, there were like some Serial Experience Lane kind of like ambiances to it. The bad part, the animation really is not that good.
No.
The other bad part is that the dub is really not that good.
Yeah.
Granted, they smashed dub this shit together. I don't know how long they were working on it before.
Yeah.
But it definitely feels dated too, and not in a good way. Like the dub, like we're far enough along on dubs and redoing the audio for our shows that this isn't something that you really, skimp on if you're trying to even make it if that was the goal.
Yeah.
And there were some decent voice actors in this. It was dude, Kimmy's voice actor and Yuri's voice actor together, fucking grating, dude.
Yeah.
Fucking grating. Some of the dialogue between the two, awful.
That last bit I think worked out just because they dropped the whole like happy girl thing and went with like a more serious voice.
Yeah.
But yeah.
No doubt about it. I wish I had the option to put a Japanese audio on it, but that option does not exist now. I think it is only in English dub.
Not on the Hebo.
As far as I know.
I definitely said all the bad. I think like just too slow for me. But one good thing I did enjoy about, other than like again the very ending, I thought was rad. I did like that like. Instead of attempting to make it some kind of allegory or anything, they just straight up confronted the like, hey, the central discussion here between these people and these people is racism.
Yeah.
Like, let's just call it what it is. They are straight up like untrusting of these foreigners. I thought that was pretty good. Just because a lot of these shows want to dance around issues and stuff. And it's like, nah, these people truly do not understand each other, and they are having a lot of issues become of it. So I thought that was decent. Man, they spent so fucking long putting this goddamn shaved ice party together.
I know, dude.
How did the dog head get in there? They never say.
I don't know, dude.
I had to
rewind it a couple times. Like, what the fuck is that? It looks like the first time I watched it, there's a scene in Attack on Titan.
I didn't know what it was. Haley got it right away. She was like, "That's a dog head," and I was like, "Oh shit, it is a dog head."
I thought it was like a weird heart with an eyeball in it. I could not tell what it was. I had to rewind it.
Dog head, baby. I was like, "What the fuck? How'd they get in there?"
Well, now we know how it got in there.
How? Tell me how.
It had to be Yuri. She had to have placed it in there.
Oh, but they don't say that.
No, they don't. But she knew about the dog already, and she was the one that helped with the pot. Her and Kimmy carried it there.
They both carried it there. So Kimmy didn't notice her just like pop it open and shove a dog head in real quick?
I'm guessing. Yeah, I don't know. Obviously, you can't show her put the dog head in there.
This show's a fucking trip, yo.
It is weird. It just has something about it. It has that je ne sais quoi.
I'm not saying what happens in that last few minutes because that's the best part and I want people to experience that.
You know what?
But the shit is bonkers, y'all.
There's one part that I really want to talk about. Maybe we have to do it in the ramble.
Okay.
Even though everything is all fucking attached on the YouTube now. So actually it doesn't fucking matter.
Here we go. But skip ahead. Spoiler, go.
Okay, so we're getting this last part, and Kimmy has pulled her face down. She don't
give a fuck.
You learn that there is a deity called Ioyo Loki, and that is Kimmy. Kimmy was born of an elder god.
No, that you got that part wrong. She is an outer god. She is actually the one who bears. She talks about how they were trying to revive one of her.
So, well, there's one big god, and then she's under the big god.
No. She is the big god. She made the other little gods.
I think there's a god above her.
Okay.
The weird space octopus that it shows floating down
that's
Earth.
her, dog. That's what I'm telling you.
Are you sure?
That's her, yes.
Are you sure?
She says she came to Earth to try and to see, and she wanted to see.
Was that her coming to Earth?
That was her coming to Earth. She wanted to see if humanity was worth saving. That's why she trapped everybody in a fucking time bubble. Psych, it's actually 2022.
Okay. Yeah. Okay, fine. So she is Ioyo Loki or whatever is the big octopus thing.
She's the fucking
I
thing.
thought as she was saying there was another god coming down or whatever that was above her.
No, that's
was
her
like a god. But yeah, she created the Kazuzululu, who everybody worships.
Yeah.
And
the fish people are trying to revive their god.
Yeah.
Yuri and her family are trying to revive some god. And she literally is just like, y'all out here trying to bring back my little offsprings, my babies, my shits.
So the idea was like the fish people or whatever were giving her offerings at first because they thought that
they wanted her to revive.
They wanted her to revive the god. And then once stuff started happening, they thought that the god had been revived. So then they were turning their, they were smiting her, or that's why they were putting the dead dogs and stuff over there. It was they were turning their back on her because their god was back. We don't need you anymore. You're not our god.
Yeah, some shit like that.
And the whole thing is like these people that come or whatever that is their god or whatever, they're trying to sacrifice people with their big ceremonial dagger.
They see this friggin' mold everywhere, and they're like, "Hey, we must be doing something right."
Yeah, we must be doing something right.
It seems like that's the other thing is it seems like Kimmy was like the one turning the bodies into.
She was,
because and the reason for that isn't explicitly stated, but I think it's like she was.
She did state it.
She did. She wanted
She said I turned people to moss because I did I turned the bodies to moss because I didn't want the people to be upset.
Right, and so that's the thing is like the implication there. I thought was like, okay, so crazy people,
these people.
Right.
Yeah.
Crazy people are out here killing folks. They see them turn into moss, and they're like, damn, we must be on the right track. That ain't supposed to happen. But like in reality, it's just her trying to be cool with them. The big thing there is like you do see very ever so briefly when they walk into that room with the stuff, she gets there first, and you do see dude is there dead.
Yeah, once his mind is like, as soon as succumbs to madness.
But Yuri comes in and he's not there because she turned him into moss.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which I thought was actually kind of a cool touch.
I like that.
It was like whenever they explain that, and
like she even straight sheds a tear for him.
Yeah,
like,
because I rewinded back to make sure that
you saw that head was hanging. You're like, yo, what the fuck?
Yeah. So that was a cool thing. I was like, okay, that was good.
It has its moments,
but there was a moment in this thing where the one of the people, I'll try not to ruin everything. One of the people is getting her ire pretty much. And she just she's like, and the god you worship, all he could do is talk to sea creatures.
Pretty great. You fucking Aquaman ass.
You go fuck yourself.
Fucking fish talking.
You wanted him back? He wasn't a god of destruction. He could talk to fucking fish.
Boy, he suck a fish dick.
That shit was amazing, dude.
It's pretty funny.
And then she proceeded to
actually just fuck.
Yeah.
Just fuck everybody up.
Yeah.
That shit where homegirl's like, I'm gonna get my dad. He's like, oh, I'll get him for you. Here's his arm. Here's his other arm. It's like, whoa! That shit was fucker. That shit was cool as fuck.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, man, the last few minutes kicks ass.
Yeah, it really boils into something, like at least you go through everything and you do get a spectacle.
Yeah.
There is some payoff there. Whether you like it or not, there is payoff to the show, which is, undeniable.
It's fine.
Yeah.
And then I did like the very, very ending, the song with homegirl sitting there just blowing bubbles and shit, which is apparently another like symbol of the outer god that she is meant to be. Like,
I guess so.
Bubbles and shit.
She's the big.
It's like a thing in the.
She's
lore.
the big tentacly white octopus that was floating to Earth.
That's her, baby.
Yeah.
There she go.
That's the.
Anyway. Yeah, it's some shit. I don't know. Again, I really don't know that I could recommend this to any old body, but hey, man, if you got like 2 hours to kill, fuck it.
It's Halloween.
Spark up a doober. Maybe you'll have a real good time.
Yeah, get yourself a little doober.
You're like, what? Why is it taking him so long to have the shaved ice party?
Or don't. I had a good time with it either way. I really did enjoy it.
I had a pretty bad stomach thing with some bad food I ate, I think. So I was sitting there like, in between trips to the bathroom, and I was like, yeah. Oh God, I gotta let this Cthulhu doo-doo out of me. Mostly came out the other end, but you know what's up. Sorry, I'll spare y'all the graphic details.
You fucking honking, man.
Just imagine a balloon with spouts on both ends, and you just kind of squeeze it real hard. That's more or less what I was going through. Yeah, but show's okay. Show's okay. I was not that into it, but ending pretty great.
I thought it was. I don't know that I would give it an amazing or anything.
No,
but I mean, I would probably still give it a low animus, definitely.
I would
especially depending on the person I'm talking to.
I would put
my good buddy Robin. I let her know. I was like, hey, there's this anime on HBO Max. You need to go watch it right now. It's right up your alley. This is something that you will like.
I would probably, man, it's probably like an anime. I'm not gonna say full on anime, but it's probably an anime for me.
Yeah, sure. I liked it. I don't think it's for everybody, but I think it is certainly for some people.
Yeah. Well, that about does it.
Yeah, it was at least Halloweeny, man. Like, there was some spook to it. So
you're a
that was kind of nice. Thanks,
man.
I
think you're a Halloween.
I got this Halloweener right now. I'm rocking this Hallow hog.
This jalapeno.
Yeah.
You stupid asshole. But yes, I think that about does it for this.
Yeah, next time we're gonna do the second seasons and stuff like that.
Yeah, sequel series from this season. Thank you so much for hanging out. It's been a fun time. Full plugs at the end, and let's go on and get into it. Yeah.
Short ramble.
All right.
And we're in the ramble.
What you got for me, big boy? How you feeling about it?
I feel okay.
Yeah.
I'm getting excited for this weekend. We're doing our own Halloweeny festival here, kind of.
Oh yeah, dude. I'm trying to look through my stuff real quick because I thought I remembered seeing something. I was like, this could qualify as anime news, but I don't remember what
some anime news. We're playing Blood on the Clock Tower on Sunday. You're coming.
Yeah, it's gonna be a good time.
And maybe she's making cookies. I don't know.
I think we settled on some cookies and some brownies.
Okay.
So it'll be a little bit of everything.
Yeah. I'm excited. We have some new people playing with us too.
Ooh.
Kat's sister and her husband, and they're a pair of their friends. Lots of couples. I tried my best to keep it pretty an even spread amongst males and females. And most people actually are couples, so that's kind of cool too. Because there's somebody
I've been to some parties like that, you know what I'm saying?
I've never been to a party like that, dude. I don't know what you're talking about. There ain't no party like this, dude. This is blood on the motherfucking clock tower.
On the motherfucking clock tower.
And I'm gonna be sowing some seeds of doubt in there.
Oh, it sounds like something you do, you monster. All right, well,
surely there wouldn't be another drunk in one of these games.
Oh, I feel like there should always be a drunk.
Yeah,
drunk's the best of them. Roger, I have a question. The birds within my very soul and must know the answer.
Yeah, man.
What have you been watching?
I've been watching some sequel series, but can't talk about that till next week.
We'll get them next time.
What I have been watching was I watched more Keep 'Em Made War.
Oh yeah.
That show fucking slaps. Are you
that show
current
kicks
on it?
ass. I'm all the way up. Yeah.
Okay, I've only seen the first three.
That third one,
the fourth one,
fucking got me.
The
it was
boxing
so
one?
good.
Yeah.
It's so good. Holy shit, dog. That bit where like they hit the straight up Rocky 3 double punch, and it's a whole thing about like these are two tough, badass, fucking Jade Cargill, Becky Lynch beat your ass women, right? And they fucking the whole thing is the one of them is like, no, you can't be a maid. Maids are supposed to be cute. It's like, well, maids, you're only as cute as you believe you are. What? You don't think I'm cute? Do you not think you're cute? And she's like, I want to be cute. And they're fighting each other.
Yeah.
And they fucking punch you, the big double punch at the end. And she's like, they have the freeze frame where like you see their thoughts. It's like, yeah, you really are cute. And she's like, I am. And she goes down. It's so dramatic. And then she just runs over and starts beating the shit out of her on the ground.
Yeah, the main girl, she's like, Ranko.
It's so fucking good.
It's like she's about to, let the fight go. And then she starts some ground and pound. It's fucking
You gotta get that ground and pound. You gotta make sure. You gotta make sure.
Yeah, that shit had me
Holy
fucking
shit,
dying,
dog.
dude.
So episode 4 is not as good as that one, but it is pretty great. I'll just tell you that now. Fucking hell. Episode 3
I
had
think
me
if it's
gone, man.
if it's only mildly ridiculous, like I'm still gonna have a lot of fun with it because I like this show.
It's a lot of fun. Akiva Made War whips so much ass, dog. I'm not gonna lie.
The other thing that I watched that we could talk about is I'm current on Chainsaw Man.
Okay. I believe I am as well, yes.
What was the last episode? Was it the third episode? Did you see it?
He fought a big bat.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So there's a scene right at the beginning.
Yeah, there was a guy swinging him and everything. A big bat. Get it?
Yeah, big bat. There's a scene where they're in this little vending hall.
Talking about
her cat.
And he like gets so serious when she said,
well, she's like, if you help me get my cat back, I'll let you.
He spends the whole thing because look,
he's moping about never touching. I'm like, I never.
He is a dog. He's a dog with a bone, quite literally, and all he cares about is getting some and or touching a titty. And she's talking about her cat, and she misses her cat, and he's like, "That's dumb. I don't even like cats. Cats are stupid." Blah blah blah. Like not that heavy, but
he's like, Puchito is a dog. I love the dog. Maybe you would like a dog.
Yeah, maybe you like dogs better. And then she's like, if you help me get my cat back from this devil, I'll let you touch my titty. And he's like, I can't believe that a devil would do such a thing to a cat. No, I say,
and
I won't allow it.
In between every pause, she's like, oh,
it's so fucking good. It's very funny.
It reminded me. It was like the same caliber as the first time. The dude in Jujutsu Kaisen that loves the asses popped up. Like it was like those shows are they're not similar at all.
They got a little bit of crossover.
But yeah, like just the presentation of them, super similar, super fucking awesome. Whatever this is that they're doing with those shows, keep fucking doing it.
It's a fun time. Yeah, Chainsaw Man's a lot of fun. We will see how it goes. I'll be honest, man, I'm loving Chainsaw Man. It is not the show that I'm like most hardcore like I need another episode right now.
But that was Housing Complex C.
No. But Chainsaw Man is very fucking good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which show are you most I need another episode of?
The 4 that have me the most hooked. Because there's a bunch of shows this season. There's like 5 or 6 that I am like super heavy keeping up on. The biggest ones are Akiba Made War, we already talked about. The Gundam show, Witch from Mercury, has me on the hook, man. That show whips a lot of ass, and it's just bonkers.
You know, dude, you probably like more of those Gundam shows.
I maybe would, but here's the thing: is like the ones I've seen, I was never all that into. I think it's G Gundam with Shining Finger and all that. Mm-hmm. I liked that one, all right.
You know, and that's like one of the universally, like in Japan, considered one of the more terrible ones.
See, I get it because like. I liked it. I liked watching it years ago, and that was mostly
I liked
just
it because it's what we were geared to as kids to like.
Sure, but like I remember trying to watch an episode more recently and being like, this is kind of boring.
Yeah.
The other one, what's the one with the kid? He does the fencing thing in the first. The girl gives him the letter to invite him to the party, and he like rips it up, and is like, "Fuck you." Do you have any idea what I'm talking about? That's another Gundam series.
Unicorn?
No, it's the guy with the brown hair. I don't know.
Gundam Wing?
It might be Wing. Yeah.
Yeah, you're talking about Gundam Wing.
They're like at a school or something,
yeah.
right? And she gives him a letter to invite him to her party or something, and all these other girls are like, oh wow, that's great. And he just rips it up in front of you, and he's like, I'll destroy you, and walks away.
That's
what
Gundam
an
Wing.
Asshole.
That's Gundam Wing. Sir.
I watched like one episode of that, and I thought this is cool, and then I never watched any more because I got.
I'll kill you.
Yeah, fucking Witch from Mercury whips ass, and it's a lot of fun. And I gotta tell you, the thing I'm finding most shocking in shows recently is usually when I think fights in anime, it's either like, you know, like really fast punches and shit. Even the fucking boxing episode was very like, you know, stylistic and stuff when they're going at it and stuff. This show has an episode where they're doing a training exercise in the Gundams, and there's these fucking girls who keep fucking with them. Like they're putting shit on their fucking mechs that is, it's like time sensitive, so after so many minutes it all turns black and they can't see anything, so they're just fucking with them, these asshole girls, right? And the girls who are like who are trying to do the exercise are like having trouble, and these other bitches are just over here laughing at them. And at one point, the girl who's waiting to go next gets out her mech, just walks over and very realistically just punches the shit out of one of them. And it's a little bit disturbing, like just watching a real ass punch that is not in any way stylized or choreographed like you would think in a fight scene. Mm-hmm. Just like walked up, bitch, like just very sincere punch. And I'm like, damn. And it really is wild. And the show's a lot of fun.
Yeah. I think you would like probably a good handful of these newer Gundam shows.
I can try it, man, but I don't know. This one's really, I don't know. Of those ones I've watched, this one is hitting me different. I'll say that. Okay. I think you give it an episode or two, see what you think. But I'm really enjoying Witch from Mercury. The other ones are Do It Yourself, which is a goofy little slice of life, but it's so fucking charming. Everything about it is so goddamn cute, and I'm in love with this show. Just all of it. All of it's very fun. It's just a bunch of these freaking girls making shit and making friends and trying to get friends back while make new friends, but keep the old. One is silver and the other gold. There you go. It's just a lot of fucking fun, and the art style is very cute. And every time the main girl, her mom, she cooks dinner, and she's like, oh man, this is really tasty. Is this beef tongue? She's like, nah, it's pork. She's got 3 pets, a cat, a dog, and a pig. And every time they eat dinner, it's some kind of pork. And the pig's just like freaked out and nervous. And it's very cute. And the pig wears glasses. It's adorable. you gotta watch an episode of this fucking show, man. But it's very cute. It's called Do It Yourself. I love that show. And the last one is Bocchi the Rock, which I sent you some fucking pictures of. Bocchi the Rock's goddamn adorable, and it keeps doing this thing. First of all, it's a show about girls playing music, so they're in a band and shit. And you know, the first couple episodes, my band, baby, yeah.
My band, baby.
I'm the lead singer of a band. My hot sauce makes all the girls want to dance. All right, but yeah, they're in a band. There's music and stuff. The first couple episodes were like, you know, there's like music when they're at the club or whatever. This one, the most recent one, there's like 2 different moments where homegirl just like whips out her guitar and just plays a song because she's like sad about something or whatever, is fucking great. It also does this thing with the animation where it keeps changing the art style, and it has yet to get old. Like, you saw the blobby ass faces I sent you. Like, most of the time it looks like regular ass anime. Then sometimes they go into super blobby weird faces. And then sometimes it'll do a thing where it's just like her sitting there with like little cutout pictures of characters she's thinking about on sticks, like waving behind her and shit. Like, it keeps messing with the media that it's portraying everything in, and it fucking whips ass. Bocchi the Rock's very good, and I love it. But those are the main ones. I have been keeping up on other stuff. I'm the Villainess, Tan the Final Boss. Reincarnated as a Sword is better than I thought it would be, but it's still the fucking isekai, right? Still fucking isekai, but it's better than I thought it would be. But yeah, there's a lot of decent stuff this season, and I'm enjoying basically all of it. I even watched a couple more episodes of Bibliophile Princess. The one I said was crazy slow, and I even put it in snoozing, and I was like, I'm gonna give it a couple more. I gave it a couple more. It's pretty good. Okay, I don't know if I'm gonna go past 3, honestly, because it's very slow.
What about Love Flops?
Love Flops is trash. I'm not going to watch anymore. Are you kidding me? Love Flops and what was the other one? More Than a Married Couple, but not lovers.
Yeah.
That both of those can eat a butt. Sorry. But if you like them, that's fine. I'm sure that there's at least someone out there who will watch those and say, hey, Brandon's wrong about those. And you know what? You're right. I am wrong.
Sometimes you can tell Brandon that he's wrong. It's okay.
And people do it all the time.
You just never tell me that I'm wrong, okay?
Roger? Go fuck yourself. But yeah, you kind of gave that one over to me. Have you been watching anything else, or was that the bulk of it?
That's the bulk of it, dude.
Okay. Yeah.
Other than some new seasonal stuff, but we'll talk about that next time.
We'll talk about those next time. There's a lot of decent stuff this season. You gotta. If Roger, I know you won't watch all of these. You probably won't have time to watch any of them. But if you can get one episode of something in you, I think it should be Bocchi the Rock.
Okay, I was going to go for the Gundam show, but...
The Gundam's really good. I think you'd like both of them. The thing about the Gundam show is it has an episode 0 and then an episode 1, and they are fairly different because episode 0 is way more serious than the show ends up being. So that's the only thing I'd say to watch out for. But they're all very good. They're all very, very good.
Okay.
I think you would get a kick out of Bocchi the Rock just because the way it keeps switching the art style is a lot of fun.
Yeah, I'll have to check it out. I'll try and get some in me. Try to get a little something in me, you know.
These shows are so good. I wonder if there's any new ones.
A little something in me.
A little something. Get it. Put it in your brain. It's weird.
Have a good time. Yeah, it's weird.
It's not weird.
We got the Mothman Red Eye blend.
Do you really?
Yeah. The bridge.
Don't mind the red eyes. He's only trying to warn you of the bridge.
The bridge.
I've been, did I tell you I've been making my own coffee now?
Maybe you did.
I've been doing.
Maybe I'm thinking of you telling me that you've been shaking your own drinks. I don't know.
I did start shaking my own drinks. I'm now making my own cold brew.
Oh yes, you did tell me this.
Yeah, I got a big ass jar and I put the grounds in there. I now have, I have a new method of doing it because I was just straight up putting grounds in there with water and straining them out. And the thing about straining them out is it don't matter how many cheesecloths I lose, there's a bunch of shit getting in there, right? And it takes a long time to strain it out that way. So now I found this company, they make these, what are essentially giant tea bags. And you just put the shit in there. Drop them in there.
Yeah.
So I started doing that. It works a lot better. But then, you know, I'm losing some liquid because I can't get everything out of the tea bags, but whatever, it's coming out way better. And I've been making some pretty tasty coffees and saving a lot of money on Starbucks at work. So that's good for me, but I'm wanting to branch out and try some new beans and stuff. Does the Mothman, do they do a whole bean of that?
Probably.
Okay, I gotta look that up.
Dude, you should also, if you and Haley are ever just out and about.
Oh yeah?
Go to like Marshall's and Ross's. You can find some really odd coffees there, like whole bean and stuff.
Oh yeah.
And usually they're like $5 for the bag.
Oh hell yeah, I gotta check.
So you know, if y'all are ever putzing around, you're like, let's just go check it out, see if we can find some cool coffee.
Marshall's and Ross.
Yeah, they actually have a pretty decent coffee section there.
Check it out. Maybe I can get a new giant jar too, because I wouldn't mind having a slightly larger.
Oh yeah, they also have a lot of shit like that there too.
Big ass jar. I got a big ass pickle jar, been doing it like one of the big motherfuckers.
Big Vlasic.
Big ass Vlasic.
Maybe you need to get you one of those hot weenie jars or something. I don't know.
I don't know about all
Get yourself a hot weenie. You ever had a hot weenie before?
A hot weenie?
A hot weenie.
You're asking me if I've ever eaten a hot weenie?
Yes, a hot weenie.
This is not a euphemism.
No.
Okay.
It is a pickled sausage.
A pickled sausage.
a Tijuana mama.
A Tijuana mama.
Yeah, dynamite.
Can't say I'm familiar with any of these.
Okay, well, you know what? I'm starting to realize that a lot of my friends did not grow up in the same conditions that I did.
Oh, buddy.
Because I grew up in the country, and we had, like our little country gas station.
I mean,
and back in the day, the sad part is the only person that gets me is my boss, Brent.
No, yeah.
He was like, "Oh yeah, I remember we used to go into the gas station." And I was like, did they have the big jar where they pickled them themselves? I was like, yep. I was like, did they have the pickled eggs and the pickled pig's feet next to it? Yep, I remember it.
And you're sure you're not just old?
No, that probably is part of it. But, like asking Olivia, like, hey, Olivia, you ever had hot weenie before?
That just sounds, you can't just ask people that.
I did ask. I asked my whole goddamn staff if they ever had a hot weenie before.
You ever had a hot weenie? I'll tell you about a hot weenie.
We had customers in the stores like, hey, man, you ever had a hot weenie before?
What the fuck?
I don't give a damn, dude.
Roger.
I wanted to know.
I can't say I've ever had a hot weenie.
In Texas, it's what, at least in my experience, what most people refer to pickle sausages as.
I've definitely seen, I've been places and seen like pickled eggs and pickled pig's feet.
I got my mom's last pickled weenie in a little bag in there. I'm gonna try to keep it pickled forever.
What the fuck? I definitely have seen those places, and it's always the kind of thing where I'm like, you couldn't pay me to try one of those. But maybe no, probably not.
But could I get you to try one of them? Because actually, dude, they're fucking good. And it's a shame that I can't eat them anymore because there is just no way anything is ever gonna be made that will taste like that.
I don't know if I'm ready for that level of anarchy.
Dude, I'm gonna have to. Matter of fact, I should probably do it for Christmas. Sometimes I go to a gas station. I should go in and buy them out of their fucking pickled weenies and start giving all my friends, here's a pickled weenie.
All right, if you find a pickled weenie, I will try a pickled weenie.
Okay, you just gotta keep.
Are they hot?
No, I've never had one that was like.
So do you just put do you cook the sausage and then put it
No,
in?
you just pop it out of the bag and eat it. It's a red sausage.
It's like a hot link.
Yeah, it's been pickled. Yeah.
But I mean, it was cooked or whatever and then pickled.
Yes. They wouldn't sell you a raw. Well, I mean, they do sell. I ate plenty of raw weenies in my day, but
yeah, hell yeah, we've all been there.
Yeah, we all raw dogged it before.
No, you can't call it that. I mean, yes, absolutely, technically yes, but you can't call it that.
Raw dog, a couple of randoms,
Oh, Jesus.
Oh, yeah, man. I'm going to have to get everybody some pickle weenies and, like you guys should try this and see if you enjoy it and see, just so I can live vicariously through everybody, all my friends that still eat meat.
I definitely take a bite and I'm just like,
I thought they were so fucking good, dude.
I don't know. Maybe you're looking back on it with rose-tinted glasses.
I'm not, dude. They were good.
No, they're that good. All right, man.
Yeah. No, pickled pig's feet? Nope. No, my mom liked that shit. Pickled eggs?
But they do.
Nope.
So you're telling me they do come in a package like those one single serve pickles.
You can't find them in a gas station that made them themselves anymore.
Okay.
Maybe some real backwoods one where they sell their own fucking worms. They dug out of the dirt. Yeah, some bait shop.
Yeah,
or
the
some
fucking
shit.
like you got to be like halfway to fucking TP&L or some shit.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Now you can still get them at Stripes or anything like that. They're next to the Slim Jims.
Okay.
It's essentially that sort of deal, except it's a big pickled sausage.
It's a plastic package with pickles in it, but instead of a pickle, it's a sausage.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, I like those pickles.
Yeah.
I like a hot mama.
I'm gonna have to get you one, dude.
I like a sour Gus.
Yeah.
I like a.
I think you might like
Big Deal.
I think I might turn you on to pickled sausages. I don't know. Do you like sausage?
I'm okay with
sausage. You like
sausage.
sausages?
I'm not a big sausage guy, honestly.
I was never a big sausage guy either, but pickled sausages. You get that pickle weenie, dude. Put that pickle weenie in me, okay?
I will try a pickled weenie to pacify you, sir.
Yeah, thank you. I appreciate it.
Thank you. You're very welcome.
But my whole purpose of this tangent was they used to sell jars at HEB, and they were the only thing bigger than the pickle jars were the pickle weenie jars.
Jesus.
And my mom would buy them for us every now and then. She ate most of them, but we got a couple out of there. And then we come home, that whole fucking jar would be empty. Not a goddamn saltine left in the house.
That sounds about right.
Yep. You gotta get a little raw dog, a pickle weenie, and dude. But,
that's pretty wild, man.
Yeah. So your coffee,
it's coming out pretty good.
Yeah.
I like to make it myself now. I did find one thing that I did see. So I guess anime news. I guess it's not really. Beep 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 beep. It's not really. Beep, 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 beep. Did you see the one about the guy who the voice actor who I think we would probably both best know as the Japanese voice of One Cloud Strife?
No, I didn't see anything about that.
Admitted that he's been cheating on his wife for 10 years.
Oh.
It's kind of just...
Yeah, who cares?
It's kind of fucked up.
I guess. Sounds a whole lot like his business and not mine.
Yeah. I mean, it's
I don't know what's going on in the relationship.
I remember the only reason I know this one is somebody I follow on Twitter posted that story, but it was a screenshot of Final Fantasy VII where you're talking to Aerith and she's like, "You got a girlfriend?" And Cloud's like, "You can either say yes or no." It was like, uh-oh.
As long as he's not playing the game, you can make the choice. So yeah, interesting, I guess. I mean, if you're into that kind of goss,
I'm looking for any kind of. I'm just looking for any kind of news here, man. I know there was something I saw that I was like, oh, that'd be cool to talk about on the show. I can't remember what it was, so now I'm going through the dregs, baby. But yeah, it doesn't seem like I'm finding anything.
Yeah, I don't remember any news particularly popping up recently.
Yeah. Oh, now here's one thing that. So are we considering? Because it's still the first season. But are we talking about Spy Family next week?
I mean, I was gonna bring it up because that is one of the ones that I've watched. But yeah, I would say it still counts since it's the second core.
It's a continuation. Yeah.
There was a 2-season divide in between it, so, or maybe 1 season.
Like 1 season, yeah.
Yeah.
Good show though.
Yeah, good show. I'm quite enjoying it. It's really cute still.
Yeah. His latest episode had me fucking rolling.
I haven't seen it yet, so.
Oh shit!
Don't tell me that one. I still this week we need to watch some My Hero Academia because we have not watched any yet.
Yeah, I watched a couple episodes on sub. I usually do wait for the dub on MHA, and then I took a couple weeks off. So I'm like, well, I could probably just hit the dub now, since it's like a week or two behind. But yeah, MHA, those couple episodes I watched, pretty wild. They get right to the fucking action this season.
Nice.
I'll tell you that.
That is fucking a big step up from last season.
Yeah. That was fine.
I didn't like last season very much.
No, not at all.
I thought it was kind of slow.
You didn't like the villains arc either, huh?
Not really.
I thought it was cool.
The only thing I liked about the villains arc was I did like the development that
Twice.
Yeah, Twice got.
Yeah. What they
he's
call
kind of the he's kind of
it just called Sad Man Parade or something like that?
Yeah. He's kind of like the Deadpool-esque character.
Well,
which,
yeah.
Not that I'm a huge Deadpool fan, but he really was. He was the best thing going on in that season.
I thought it was interesting. You get to see old boy's power getting even crazier. Yeah. We'll see how MHA goes. I don't know. I am kind of like, MHA's gone on long enough that I'm kind of like, yeah, it's MHA.
Yeah.
Like I'm not like, tripping over my dick to get to it.
Yeah. I'm not out, but I'm not super like, oh my god, new season's here. Obviously, I've waited just fine.
Yeah.
Not missed anything.
Yeah.
No, when that new Jujutsu Kaisen comes out, or that new Vinland Saga,
I'm gonna bust a nut for Vinland. I fucking loved Vinland Saga. I actually did. So I didn't get the special edition that I was going to, but Haley did get me the Blu-ray of Vinland Saga. Because up until recently, it was the only way to watch the dub, and now the dub's on high dub, and I'm like, well. But yeah, Vinland Saga whips ass, man. It's really good.
Yeah, I was a big fan of that show, so I'm quite excited.
Yeah, it's gonna be a good
It's like the only Viking thing that I've ever really enjoyed.
Yeah, I don't give a fuck about Vikings. Well, okay.
If anybody ever talks to me about some sort of Viking shit, I immediately like, okay, start tuning them out. They're lame as fuck.
Vikings are fine. The thing is that most of the people who are super into Viking shit are also
think that they're Vikings
and or white supremacists.
Yeah.
So there's that.
Yep.
But fucking that last, I don't imagine you give even half a fuck about any of the Assassin's Creed games, but the last one was Viking shit, and it was pretty sick. It was fine. It was a whole thing.
I don't give a good goddamn about them.
I didn't think you would. You're not you hate open world games, right?
Not all of them, but Assassin's Creed, yeah, I didn't really like it. I played part of the first one, part of the second one. Just never clicked to me.
The ending of the second one is what hooked me, and then I didn't play another one until like Odyssey. Odyssey's very good, but the ending of the second one, like that was maybe the first time a video game actually blew my mind. Yeah. I'll tell you about it off.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan.
Yeah.
Open world games I do like. I just don't like. I don't like the ones that feel aimless almost. I don't know. I was like, I don't like those Elder Scroll games or anything like that.
You got a big ass sign that says Skyrim right there.
Yeah, that's true, but it's too much you can do right away. Granted, in Elden Ring you could do a lot of stuff right away too, but
you need a map.
Yeah,
what you're saying. It helps.
I need me a big map.
But you love Elden Ring.
I need a horse right a fucking way.
Okay, that's true. You do get that horse pretty fucking fast.
Yeah.
And you say wee.
Yeah. And then you need to be working on populating those quick spot, like the quick travel areas, which Elden Ring does well.
I mean,
but Elden Ring, I was there because I like the Souls game.
Sure.
There was a hook to it.
Yeah.
I get it. I mean, I know why people like them. I understand. I don't like story-driven. I do like story-driven games. I don't like the Arkham games and stuff like that, or the Spider-Man games. I have a lot of friends that really like those. Dude, if they start if I play a game and it starts popping up quick time events at me for like combat or movement through like a scene, man, I put that shit down half time. Now, granted, The Last of Us did that just a little bit, but it wasn't so bad.
You never finished part 2.
No, I didn't. I know what happens.
That shit's so fucking depressing.
Yep. I just couldn't do it. Like, I like the game, man. I just couldn't do it again.
Yeah.
That shit, that first half of it,
I mean,
I was distraught.
I mean, so playing through that second half, it is different. It is very different.
I'm sure it is. But I was fucking distraught through that first half of the game. Yeah. And it really does feel like you're coming up to an end point of the game, which you are.
And then it keeps going.
Yeah, but then you have to go back in time and relive all those days again through another perspective.
You just wanted the end of that part, is what it sounds like to me.
No,
you wanted a conclusion there.
That game stressed me to the outreaches of what my anxiety allows me to have fun with. There are points in that game that I got up to that point that were not fun because my anxiety was so goddamn bad.
I get that.
Now, granted, I thought that the payoffs and stuff were all great, and you know, like once you got through something, you're like, thank God it's worth it. And then you get to the part where you know you're obviously the halfway point is close to the conclusion of the game before you have to go back in time and do it to get the full conclusion of the game.
You play the other side.
Yeah, you play the other side, but like. You know, by the time that happened, I'd had so many anxiety-ridden points. Like, you know, it was nothing against the other character or anything like that. Certainly none of the weird internet shit that people were going off on or about.
Yeah.
It was none of that. And like the development that character had already got in the game, I like that character.
Yeah.
I can't remember her name right now.
So it's you know her.
Yeah, her.
It's Ellie and I can't remember her name.
Yeah, it'll come to me, but
no, it's not someone with E, is it? I'm gonna just Google it real quick. Go on.
By the time we got to that point in the game, and I realized like, oh, this is the halfway mark. I have to do that much time of shit again. I couldn't do it, dude. I just couldn't. You know, I was like, it's too much.
Yeah.
And I think most people were like, yeah, I beat that game.
That's it,
Abby, yep.
It was something else.
I think most people beat that game in like 35 hours or something like that.
It felt so much longer.
I was on my 28th hour whenever I got to the halfway moment. Because a lot of the game, I was fucking hiding, trying not to die, like with my, like, I'm about to have a panic attack.
Oh, baby. So honestly, here's the thing, man. Is
that game is way more stressful than the first one.
Here's what I would tell you is if you ever do want to go back and just finish it. I don't know if you ever looked at them because I didn't until I was basically done with the thing. But it has these fucking like options in there for like combat and shit.
Yeah,
it's accessibility stuff where you can basically just make it God mode if you just want to see the story.
Yeah,
like not literally, but damn near.
I just read what happened.
Okay,
I watched a few videos. Like I don't have to do all this shit. I paid for the game. I enjoyed some of it, and I don't have to subject myself to this.
I thought the whole like the resolution and like I feel like to me the thing I got from is the whole thing is like, Ellie is on this mission of revenge and she's haunted by this fucking past and shit. And Abby is too. But the difference is Abby ends up like she meets these kids and she ends up like saving them. So instead of taking a life, she ended up saving one, and all of a sudden she stops having those nightmares. And that I think is the thing Ellie never learns until the very, very, very fucking end. And by then she's lost everything.
I see. Yeah.
I thought that was really cool. But yeah, I mean it is definitely a game you couldn't pay me money to sit down and play it again.
Yeah.
It's just so
I think that there's a good level of stress you should have in a game. But yes, that's it. It's a heavy fucking game.
So fucking heavy.
There are so many moments in that game that I was like, I feel sick to my stomach.
Yeah.
The anxiety, the worry of, at any second this fucking character is gonna fucking die.
I didn't get that really. It was mostly just the sheer like everything that's happening was like it just gets darker and darker and shit. And it's one of those things where like you
start getting mixing cults and shit in there, people being fucking tortured.
Well, that's part of the thing I like about like a Skyrim or something, because I can approach a thing with like, here's a situation, or like Fallout and other games do this too, where like you'll have a situation where like there's two sides of a thing and you can pick a side or you can just walk away or whatever. This one forces you to do such bad shit. And maybe the character does or doesn't have like feelings about the horrible shit they've done, but you don't have an option here, baby. And it's like one of those where you are going to live this and it's gonna fucking hurt. And that's the thing that got me about it. And it feels so much longer than it is.
Yeah, you feel fucking like once you get that halfway mark, dude, I felt the best way I could put it is I felt drained.
No, I get
totally it. Like emotionally fucking drained. It's not that the game is terribly hard. There are some difficult moments that I ran into, but I mean, I beat fucking Elden Ring. Okay, I can handle a tough game.
Yeah.
There's just so much more stuff. It has nothing to do with the gameplay and everything to do with the game.
All right.
But I don't hate the game, and I know why I understand why it got great reviews. And I mean, I love the first game.
Yeah.
But the thing with the first game is it is tense and stressful. It's not that bad. And it's only half as long. So I don't know.
It's all right.
I mean, I wasn't happy about the main death either, but the big one early on. But I don't think that torpedoed.
Yeah, I don't. I really don't understand. Like, I guess to a point, but it's like, man, do you go into like every movie that features a big character death like that and just shit on it? Like, no. What's your deal?
No.
What's your life like, homie?
You're not supposed to feel good about it.
Yeah.
You're supposed to feel like something is missing. That way you can empathize with Ellie.
Yeah. Especially like, look, I mean, character that died, kind of a real bad character.
A lot of them are kind of real bad characters.
Yeah, everybody's bad. That's kind of the joke.
Yeah.
But, here we are. Still talking about this game how many years after it came out? Like a couple years? 2 years, 3 years?
3 probably.
Something like that. I think we about wrapped it up on this. All right. So we talked about a lot of bullshit there, but if you have any opinions on Housing Complex C, all the new animes.
If you have an opinion,
What's your favorite anime this season with a primarily female cast? Because that's basically all I talked about. And or Last of Us Part 2. Are games too long? Yes. Please, by all means, tell us about
that game. Yes.
Tell us about it. There's a number of ways you can hit us up. Of course, the easiest is on the YouTube channel, Rapid Kick Media, where you may be checking this out right now. We're sorry that our last podcast episode took so long to get up. Podcast.com was having some fucking problems, y'all.
Yeah, sure was.
Even when the website started loading, a bunch of the podcasts still didn't, including ours. So it took some time, but it got up, and thank you for sticking with us.
Yep. I got it out there. People still... It's still got, I think it's almost up to its 300 listens, so
hey,
which is pretty nice. And the YouTube one did it well as well.
Pretty good.
Which, maybe some people crossed over to YouTube because I actually got that one up first.
Yeah, always talking about always say with the tier list, at least you got to check the YouTube, baby. That way you can see when Roger's fucking antivirus popped up and how his mouse kept dying because he's a stupid asshole who won't just get
there are no cuts at all. You just see me scrolling the mouse around.
Yep.
It's the most low effort tier list you can ever imagine. That's why you got to watch it.
This fucking guy. Again, I put effort into making tier. I
you
made
sure
all
did,
those
dude.
thumbnails.
I'm not saying you didn't.
I make those thumbnails.
You did not put it. I'm not saying you didn't put effort into it. You did.
Thank you. On my old ass copy of Macromedia Fireworks 2004, baby. My old shit. I ain't got no Photoshop.
I know, dude. This is a random tangent, but I recently got a new pooter because my MacBook was going out.
Oh, yeah?
And it turns out the Photoshop that I like doesn't work on new computers anymore. But this is the Photoshop I used in college.
Yep.
It's what I know.
Sucks to suck.
It's what they taught me on.
Yep. You got to get the new shit.
I'm so efficient with this.
You got to deal with all the new bullshit that you haven't learned.
Yeah, and Photoshop now too is a subscription-based service.
Yeah. You
can't even pay $300 to buy it outright.
Nope.
They want that subscription fee.
Which is how much a year?
They recently bumped it up to $20 a month.
20 a month?
20 a month for Photoshop.
For just Photoshop. Not even the suite.
Just Photoshop.
That's fucked.
I think the suite is like $34.99 or something like that.
That's not too bad.
Maybe $40
for like everything.
For a month. Yeah,
man, it can't
for a
be,
bunch of shit that you're not gonna use.
It cannot be a hobby at that point. This has to be like
you need it for your job. Like that's
fuck me. That sucks.
But they do offer this one version called Photoshop Elements that you can buy for $100, and it's essentially the light version of Photoshop.
Oh, is it like what you used?
No. It's much less powerful than what I use, and a lot of my options are gone.
Yeah.
But it works, so here we are.
I get it, man. Like I said,
Photoshop Elements kind of sucks, but whatever.
I've still
I'll take it.
Macromedia Fireworks 2004, because that's what I learned on way back in the day.
How do you have a computer that still runs it, dude?
It still runs on the old shit. I mean, I keep getting shit that's like, hey, you should upgrade to the new version of Windows. And I'm like, haha, nope. Nice try, asshole.
What do you want, Windows 7?
No, I think it's, I don't know what it is. It's Windows something. I think it's 10 or 11, something. It keeps trying to get me to get whatever the new one is, and I'm not doing it. I refuse. It's like, yeah, it's real quick. You could just restart, and we'll do it for you. I was like, no.
And none of your apps are going to work anymore.
Nice try, asshole. Dog, it's shit's so annoying because I literally, the only reason that it works on mine is you download a trial version of it, which you can still find trial versions of Macromedia Fireworks 2004, and then when the trial's up, it'll say, hey, do you have a code? And I do still have a code because I got one from the fucking school I worked at, or where I'd learned at high school. They actually we had an old extra copy, and they were like, yeah, you can just have the code, whatever, who gives a fuck, we already got it on all the computers we need it on. And I was like, hell yeah, sick nasty. So I have that. The thing is, it doesn't remember the code because it's old and a piece of shit. So every time I load it up, I have to punch in the code anew, which is pretty great.
Do you just know the code by heart now?
No, I have it saved in a Word document.
I see.
Yeah. The shit is, because it's one of those 16 character, blah, 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 dash, blah, 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 one of those. Like what you used to have to put on to play your fucking copy of whatever computer game you had, Neverwinter Nights and shit. But yeah, I still got that, and it still works, and that's the only thing I know how to do any kind of image editing or fucking graphic design on. And I gotta say, I feel like I'm okay at it.
Yeah.
I've got it to a science, baby. I know all the quick keys. I barely even use the mouse. I'm just like Control C, copy that image. Control P, we're going to move that to another layer. Scroll down. We're going to Control T to transform. Numeric transform. Make sure we get the right transform. Put it in blah, blah, blah. I'm just like hitting everything.
That sounds a lot like Photoshop.
Control Shift R to export as. Like, I'm hitting all the shit, baby. No, it's Control Shift T for numeric transform. Anyway, point is, check us out. Hit us up anywhere you can. All the links are in the description. We got the Discord is the other big one. We also have several different social medias that we may or may not use because, hey, sometimes we're on there. You know, sometimes.
I had to get on there to tell people about the thing.
You did, and it was great, and I saw that, and I liked it.
You're like, oh my God, that's where the episode is.
I was like, thank God he posted something. I was about to call his ass and cuss him out. Where's the fucking thing, bitch? I like to listen to that on Sundays when I'm at work.
I'm supposed to pass the day with this.
Fuck. I was so sad. It's like the only podcast that goes up on a Sunday. Yeah, I'm just sitting there sad. No. But yes, any of those places you can hit us up. Thank you so much for listening. And of course, on the podcast part of the show, you can find us on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, 5 stars, and leave a comment. We love to hear from you guys. Thank you so much. Thank you. We do want to give a shout out to our musicians. Thank you so much, Married with Seamonsters, aka the Mary Janes, for the use of our opening thing, Paperdoll. That song is available on marriedwithseamonsters.bandcamp.com. That's the only place you can find it. It ain't even on the YouTubes and Foofies, but a lot of their other stuff is. Check them out. It's a lot of good music. Thank you again, Married with Seamonsters, aka the Mary Janes. We want to say thank you to our good buddy Haas, aka Thomastastesbetter on Instagram, and DUNGEONWITCH on YouTube. That's for the closing theme on the YouTube show, which is called The Buddy's Good. Again, thank you, Haas. That's Thomastastesbetter on Instagram and DUNGEONWITCH on YouTube. And finally, a shout out to our good buddy, A Petty Theft. It's not your best work, but I'm with it, man. I'm
running out of things to do.
It's gonna be okay. You don't have to do anything. I don't know when we started that.
Maybe next time I'll just leave you there waiting.
I'm fine with it. I don't really know where that tradition started, but you know, it's just a thing.
It started real early on, dude.
Yeah. I'm gonna listen to some old episodes, see if I can track it down exactly.
Yeah, man. Next time that there's a Sunday that an episode doesn't go, I'll be like,
Jesus Christ.
Well, I guess I'll go check out one of these old ones.
Yeah, man. I did listen to like some old ones, and because I was quick peek behind the curtain. I was planning on doing some audio editing because I wanted to. The first like 30 something episodes we did were gigantic 2.5 hour episodes because we didn't know what we were doing. We were literally breaking down the entire series an episode at a time, and it was real dumb. So, but there are some good jokes in there. So
a lot of learning in there though, which was nice.
I really wanted to go through and like cut them down and edit them to like, you know, here's some fun jokes and stuff, a Good Buddies abridged, if you will. But that didn't end up happening because I simply don't have enough time because I'm the only person at my job. So maybe one day I'll actually be able to get
Feel you, brother.
Going.
Feel you.
Yeah, you know what it is. You know.
I wish I had more time to do stuff for the channel, but it's hard, dude.
Hey man, we're working on it. And the point is, we're at least here every other week, except when podcast.com goes down. Yeah. And you can rely on that, good buddies. And thank you, of course, to our good buddy, A Petty Theft, PPTT, 2 P's the beginning, 2 P's the beginning, 2 T's the end. That's Petty Theft. For the use of our closing theme on the podcast. That is called Sweet Anime Dreams. Thank you again, Papetti Theft. You can find Papetti Theft at Papetti Theft on Twitter and on SoundCloud at Papetti Theft. And that about does it. Feels like we rambled for a lot there.
Yeah,
it feels like this that hard, but we did.
Feels like this was not a short ramble.
Well, you know, it was gonna be, and then we just had to go off on fucking Last of Us 2 again.
Yeah.
Maybe the second or third time we've just had an extended bit about that. You know what? Game's got staying power. I can't say it doesn't.
We at least this time we didn't take the time to debate the current state of AEW. Maybe next time. Well, after next time. I don't like to do a ramble on the tier list because those are already run long.
Did you see Malachi and the rest of House of Black posting videos earlier?
No.
Yeah, they all threw up a thing at once. It was like, it's all basically the same video. It starts out with like, it's a different video for each of them. It's like,
well, there's a rampage about to happen.
Yeah,
so,
that's what I'm saying.
It's
them like in like with lights flashing over them, and then it cuts to like the ending is all the same. It just flashes between all of them. Like, damn, boy. I mean, it is spooky season. They're pretty spooky.
Yeah, they are spooky.
I gotta get home so I can watch that replay of Rampage and be up until 1 a.m. Anyway, thank you so much for hanging out. We are done here. And from all, Roger, you have one to take us out on?
Do you?
I mean, I can make something up.
I got one, I think.
All right. Well, from all of us here at the Good Buddies Anime Universe, I am your good buddy Brandon.
I am your good buddy Roger. Hey, let me put my pickle weenie in you, okay?
No, you can't.
Let me pickle weenie you down, dude.
You can't do that. First of all, you call them hot weenies. Now they're pickle weenies.
Yeah, pickle weenie, dude. Hot weenie.
I don't care.
It was interchangeable in my house, dude.
Roger, I love you, but I demand that you come up with something else right now to close this out on. Come on.
Raw dogging with my pickle weenie. Yeah.
I guess that's as good as it's getting. Love y'all.